Your teacher evaluation is coming up, and one of the things you're likely going to be evaluated on is your lesson plans, your instructional design and preparation. How can you make sure that you receive the highest possible rating for your lesson plans? Somebody's going to look at them. They're likely going to measure them against a rubric of some sort. You want to make sure that your lesson plan meets the highest possible rating. How can you do that? Well, turns out we can turn to AI to assist with that process. Our first prompt is very simple. We're going to upload the rubric, and we're going to make sure the AI knows what the evaluation looks like. What are you being rated on? What the top level looks like. Basically, we're going to check for understanding. So the first prompt is to review it, a little information about the rating scale, and we wanted to list the categories. Basically, we're just making sure it can read it and understand what it's looking at. This is our first prompt. Now, once we have confirmed it understands the rating system, then we'll start looking at lesson plans. All right, I've got my prompt. What I need to do now is go and get the document with the evaluation rubric and drag it in and upload it. And it's uploaded, so we say go. Based on the uploaded, there's all my domains, subdomains. All right, I have confirmed it knows what it's looking for. I've also pointed out that domain 1 is planning and preparation. That's lesson plans. We're going to use that. We're going to use the criteria in domain 1 to evaluate our lesson plans. That brings us then to prompt number 2. Prompt 2, review the uploaded plan, evaluate it based on subtopics for domain 1, and it knows what domain 1 is. Provide a rating and justify the rating. Here's your score, here's why you got it. And then if it didn't reach the highest level, offer some improvements for those areas. One thing I did add in here, because this is an important process. Think carefully, check your work. You will actually get a better, more comprehensive, more thoughtful response when you ask for that kind of a response. This is important because it's part of my evaluation. Now, let's take that prompt right there and drop it into the AI. And finally, the last thing I'm going to do is I need to give it my lesson plan. Let me go ahead and drop my lesson plan in there. I just dragged it in, it's uploaded, and I say go. Based on a careful review, love that. Domain 1, what do we have? Applying. We have the rating, we've got a reason for the rating, and some things to do to improve the rating, to go from applying to innovating. Applying in this case is pretty good. It's the level below amazing. It's the second level down. It's a good plan, but I want to reach the highest rating. Applying, 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 innovating. Oh, I've got an innovating. No improvements needed, which is pretty cool. Then, here's a summary. Okay, skip all that. What we're going to do next is we're going to say, take these recommendations, revise the plan to incorporate them. And that will go right here. Revise the plan to incorporate the recommendations. Go. And here's a revised version here. So I had a version, I got some scoring and some ideas, used those ideas, or the AI did, to improve the plan. Well, how did we do? It'd be very simple to say, oh, it's all in there, great, print it, turn it in. But I need to make sure this is my teacher evaluation. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to make a copy of this and drop it into a Word document. I'm going to I'm sorry to interrupt for just a moment. If this strategy helps you save time, teach more effectively, or lead your school, please subscribe to the channel for practical, no-fluff strategies for educators. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a like and share it with a colleague. On the other hand, if you're a principal or a PD lead looking to prepare your staff for the challenges and opportunities of AI, contact us to schedule customized interactive training grounded in what educators really need. And one more thing, please make sure to click our newsletter link in the description and get your free AI Starter Guide, plus monthly strategies, resources, and information for using AI to improve student achievement. Now, back to the video. Save it, and I'm just going to call it Plan L2 in this case, or V2. Let me just toss it up somewhere. All right, save. Now that I've got a revised plan, I want to go through the revision process again. So to do that, I'm going to turn to prompt number 3. See, ask for a revised plan, download it. All right, and now prompt 3. We're going to go through a very similar process. Review the uploaded plan, and I'm going to add the new version. Evaluate it, rate it, score it, make suggestions, be careful, it's important. Let me take that. Now you will notice that I'm going to do this in a new discussion. I don't want to refer back to the old versions and the old information. I want a nice, clean, start from scratch review of the plan. Let me grab it over here and drop it into place. How did we do this time? I will say go. Based on the plan. Oh. You know what I forgot here? I forgot to add the rubrics, but it already knows what the rubrics are. Normally what I would do is I would add the plan and the rubrics. I don't need to check for understanding again. It already knows what's in there. But it's thinking across discussion, so it knows what the evaluation system is in this case. If it doesn't do that for you, add the rubrics again. All right, how did we do this time? Innovating, applying, and innovating. So, a couple things here. One is everything's going to move up to the top level, or there's still going to be some lingering ideas. You're going to want to look at those very carefully because it might be things that only you can include, like information about differentiated needs among students, information about their data, which the AI doesn't have unless you provide it, information about students' cultural and backgrounds and things of that nature. So there might be some things just for you. In this case, what is it saying? Clarify success ratings, strengthen rigor by doing goals. All right, that's something the AI can probably do. What am I going to do? I am going to do the exact same thing again. So that was prompt 3. I'm going to copy it off, drop it in a new document by itself. I'm going to make the modifications that I'm capable of making or that need me to make. Copy it, add it back into a new discussion with those revisions, and go through the process again. Eventually, everything, or just about everything, is going to be at the highest level. And if there's an area or two that isn't, that's a pretty good clue that it's something that you actually need to do yourself. So you print it off. You make those modifications. You send it back to your AI for another review. And eventually, you are at the highest rating across the board. Well, at that point, what do? Simple. You put it in a Word document, you pretty it up with some nice formatting, and you submit it for your evaluation. That is the process for getting the highest possible rating. I hope you found this technique useful. Take care.